Hello, welcome. This is the Daily Loop. Transfer bids. This is Santos. I think we're just keeping him. It's a good enough training option, I think. Yeah, I think we're not selling him. Right, academy trialists. Aerial ability 45, passing 40. It's okay. Movement doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. High enough determination, it's fine. 60 strength. Gosh, 360s in a row. Don't know if I've ever seen that like that. It's crazy. Alright, other players. He's got 56 passing. He's kind of okay, but not great. He's got good passing, but the vision's not that high. Don't know the tackling, which is a big deal. Passing, so key stuff is sort of just way off. I think this guy, just like the long shots being low is an issue. Composure low, so he's not going to be a very good goal scorer, really. Just don't really use that position, but he looks alright if we did, but we don't. Not that great. He's got 54 finishing, but a lot of really low attributes. I think we'll just ignore him. Same 59, but just other really low stuff. Really low stuff. Yeah, passing is just not what we need for our team for an MC. So yeah, I think we're just sticking with what we got pretty much at this point. Let's look at the scouter players. So I think 83 shot stopping is okay, but yeah, we're really hoping to sell one of our keepers first, and I don't think he's quite good enough to want to get him on as a fourth keeper. I quite like the 82 passing, to be honest. It's a bit slow, but we could work with that, to be honest, because he's got good aerial ability. He's got other stuff. The work rate's decent. I feel like we're okay with that for our tactic, whatever. So it's not, even though it's low speed, it's not that off-putting. We got plenty. You don't need every player to be fast, and there's certain positions like MC that it just doesn't. I don't know. We're okay with that. We can go into the ins and outs, but just because of how our tactic works, it's just it's okay basically that they're slower. It's a bigger problem if they can't complete passes, to be honest, and they keep giving possession up for our tactic. The speed is more important for players around the periphery, like our strikers in particular, and so. But I think the issue is just the goal scoring isn't that great on the whole between the 34 finishing and 51 long shot, 69. That combination is not great, and also the tackling is not particularly good. So I think this type of player, we would kind of, if the tackling was more like 70 or something, we would probably be considering this guy, to be honest. But it isn't. Yeah, I think we'll just give a pass. I keep getting tempted by strikers that are fast but not particularly good goal scorers, and I think that's one of them. I think we need to prioritise goal scoring higher generally. I think one problem is when we're doing it, and I think a lot of people do it. I think one problem with prioritising strikers that basically are not good goal scorers, that don't have good finishing effectively, and composure and long shots to whatever degrees, and the movement as well for the off the ball. But basically, they're fast and strong and good in the air and whatever. I think they allow you to create tactics that control the game better and to create more chances and things like that. But the issue is that you then have these matches more often where you have like 20 shots and they've had 5 or whatever, and then you lose 1-0 or get a draw or whatever. So it's like, is it better to have 20 shots and not score? Is it better to have 10 shots and score 2 goals type of thing? So they create... yeah, it's hard. Obviously, you'd rather have both, but that's the thing. Like, you're not really confronted with getting those players. It's not easy to get players that can just do all of everything. And I think we've fallen victim to that. And we sold the player. We had a striker, by the way, that we did sell. So that was the epitome of that. And I think Dockland at the moment in the team is another one of these players where, like, you just haven't prioritised the goal scoring enough, and it just really hurts. So, anyway. And I think we're left with the training options. 3 composure, 3 movement. That's interesting. So I think the dribbling is actually more valuable, and the aerial ability matters a bit. But I actually honestly think it's basically, you're saying it's like 3 points in composure, 3 points in movement, an extra point in positioning, and an extra point in control versus the 2 points in dribbling. But I think for this particular player, and you get one, I think the 2 points in dribbling and the 1 point in aerial ability is basically worth more than the 3 composure, the 3 movement, and the extra positioning and the extra control. I think just because in particular he's really fast, so it's just having that extra dribbling helps him just be faster with the ball. And without the ball, he's not, he's only got 12 tackling or whatever, so it's like without the ball he's not particularly good anyway. You want him to be better when he has the ball rather than be better when he doesn't have the ball. For that particular player. It's quite an interesting one because, like, he does play quite a bit of midfield, even though we don't really want him to. He never plays defender. So the extra tackling is kind of useful from when he's playing midfield all the time. But then so is the extra vision. The crossing doesn't matter too much either way. All those points in determination. Yeah, whatever, it's okay. And the work rate matters a bit, especially when he's playing midfield. Let's look at his profile. The passing, I mean, I'd say loosely, like, I'd probably just go with this one. I think on the whole, it's just like, yeah, you don't mind the point in tackling, but you're effectively saying it's like, what would you rather, a work rate, 3 determination, and a vision, and a crossing, or 1 tackling? So it's clearly just that, I think. Particularly when he never plays DC. So this player, don't care too much about the movement. Don't actually care too much about the work rate, to be honest. So I think we would rather just not lose the 2 endurance and just, yeah, lose that work rate but get the extra composure. On the whole, I think the main thing we care about here is just not losing that endurance, because he's a faster player. This is the thing, when you have faster players, they need more endurance, otherwise you'd be subbing them off all the time. This player, I think he's just the player that we got given for nothing. Kind of doesn't matter, to be honest. We'll just pick whatever makes more sense. It's an extra shot positioning. I think we'll just go with this one to get the extra, and a natural fitness. We'll just get the extra agility. This guy, this one's just better, so we'll go with that. We'll just check where he's at though. So I think he's got good movements, the agility, but yeah, that's okay. Then this guy, command of area, handling, shot stopping. Man, it's quite an interesting one because, you care most about the shot stopping, and that's a 4-point swing. But on the other hand, you're saying this one, you're just losing 1 in shot stopping, and then you're gaining 3 command of area, which we want, and you're gaining 2 parrying, which, well, we're happy with that as well. So on this side, you're getting handling, which you want. You're losing the one-on-ones, which you're not, whatever. At the end of the day, the thing with keepers, all the attributes is pretty important. So honestly, I think in the end, it's like you're just going with this one, even though the shot stopping is the most important, because it's just on the whole, it's just like you're gaining basically like 4+ attribute net movement total, and this one it's +1. So the net gain is just so much higher. I think it's this one, even though for us the shot stopping is the most important. But yeah, and I think in particular for us, one of the main ways we actually conceding goals at the moment is the set pieces, so the command of area is going to help with that. So yeah, I think that's the daily loop done. We're going to try and play our senior matches now. Not really finding the time to we'll see with the youth. I don't know what we'll end up playing. We don't have enough time to pour in to do all of everything, so I think we're just going to prioritise the senior matches and just hope that we do enough with the youth to get promoted, basically. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll catch you for the next video.